My guest today made me sit up and really listen to his music because the hybrid soul with Kelly Kinkaid is your destination for music and culture discovery. I'm so honored to have him. He comes from legacy. He's the grandson of the great Nina Simone. My guest has carved out his own identity, and it's beautiful because I got caught up in some of his albums and some of his songs. One of my favorites is That Feeling, and he has some new music that I'm so happy to present to you today. Welcome to the show, Alexander Simone. How are you today?
I'm good, Kelly. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Alexander, when I heard That Feeling, I had to bring it back
Wow.
because I love just the titles of your song, but what you're talking about, and we're going to talk more about some of the songs that you have performed with your band, the Whodat Live Crew. But I want to start off and say and ask you this. So I said you're the grandson of Nina Simone, so you grew up in a musical house, I would assume.
Yes, yeah.
When you were growing up, did you know you wanted to be a musician and an artist?
Honestly, it wasn't a no thing. In my house, we had no choice. We had no choice, so it was there, and it was just for me to really like pick up and hone, and luckily I began to love it and
Yeah.
and cherish it and embrace it, and now look.
And look, well,
Right.
it's a beautiful view to look at. I love your grandmother because she actually is born the day after I am. So Pisces
Wow.
in the house. So I can only
Yeah.
imagine how the house was in her presence, the energy that she brought, because it was different.
Always inspiring, always heartfelt. Yeah, never any dull moments
I'm
at
sure.
all.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm so happy to hear you just released some new music. And I want to start with Above and Beyond. Lyrically, you got that fire. You got that
Ah,
fire, and I said I want to talk about some more titles, but let's talk about the celebration of new music from you.
yeah. It's been a long journey. I mean,
Yeah.
and doing what I do, definitely out with my band. We got so locked in and doing shows and being on demand, and people want us to perform here and there. And I'm such a perfectionist when it comes to like in studio stuff. So I do things like off of feeling, and it has to be right. You know what I'm saying? But I think this was just a time where it was like, yo, you know what? We ain't released music in a while, and whatever, man. Let's just flood the airwaves with vibes because we got it. We've been in the studio for at least over the past 4 or 5 years, just crafting like perfection in my eyes because I'm an old soul, so I my standards are different from what they're calling good music today. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Yeah, because um I'm curious to know because when I listen to your music and Mama, you spitting,
mm,
you got other songs that you're spitting, but then Above and Beyond, you're harmonizing, you're singing. When you journeyed out to say I'm doing this for a living, being an artist, did you ever go towards your grandmother, like the jazz? Like, how did music hit you to produce the music that you're doing now?
you know what? I It's different times and different periods, and I guess it's just on how I feel. But I've always had like a real respect and love for like just soul. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess when we talk about soul, we talk about all types of genres like jazz, gospel. My favorite genre is gospel. I feel like everything comes out of gospel. Jazz, you got your hip hop, you got your blues. So it's like, and that's where all the best singers and best musicians and everybody is from. So like they say that's what's missing in today's R&B, you know, pure spirit, let alone soul. So I think that's what I try to tap into. So I never know if I'm going rap or sing. It just when the music starts, how it makes me feel, you know?
I get that. I get that. Growing up, who were some of your gospel favorites?
My gospel favorites growing up, my favorite gospel artist is Ty Tribbett. That's
Ooh,
my favorite gospel artist. Ty Tribbett came to my high school when I was young and wrecked, no, my middle school, when I was young and wrecked my middle school. And that made me want to dive into just the musical aspect of things, live arrangements, and just how, you know, how at one point church and gospel was caught up in tradition. So just how trying to be different and make it, relate to my generation and to the youth, and looking at how he did it, of course, Kurt Franklin, and you know that element, that's what got me like locked in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have in your journey as a creative, have you ever felt pressure coming from the loins of such a great woman?
Oh yes, man. For my first few years doing music, I went by Love Child. I went by Love Child. I was a
Yeah.
rapper. I was trying to stay as far away from the legacy as possible, because it's not only pressure, but it's standards, it's expectations, it's
Hmm.
a certain, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a certain, it's even a certain look that comes from that. So I didn't feel like I was able to, not to say stand in those shoes, but I didn't want to have the pressure to have to stand in those shoes. I always wanted to be able to create my own path and just not be looked at as, that's the end all tell all, like, oh, he's Nina Simone's grandson. So yeah, nah, because coming from my family is crossing your T's, dotting your I's. You know what I'm saying? So,
When I listen to your music, though, I feel you're in it, though. So I'm curious to know, when did that shift happen when you stood in your own, like Alexander Simone's shoes? Because I hear it in your music.
well, I guess that would be my journey. You know how they always say we all need therapy, and I think
Yes.
we all do need therapy because we've all went through some type of traumatic experiences or whatever the
Yeah.
case may be. I've been in places where, and being by myself, I was being able to create my own therapy through music. So when I make music, like, it's not to be on billboards, it's not to be on the radio. It's literally how I'm feeling at the time, whether I'm going through a breakup, whether I'm going through a death in the family, or whatever the case may be. It's something that just make me feel better. And then if it makes you feel better at the same time, it's like, it's divine intervention.
Yeah. Tell me, so Alexander Simone and the Whodat Live Crew.
That's
Talk
man.
to me about who is Whodat Live, or the Whodat Live Crew, and how did you merge with them?
But the way Whodat started, I'm gonna tell you that first. The way Whodat started, I had a whole nother band, and we were supposed to do a gig. We was getting prepared for the gig. Long story short, the something happened to my drummer. He was picking up the piano player, and they couldn't get there. So I had just met another drummer prior at another event, like weeks earlier, and he just so happened to be dropping somebody off at the event. So I said to him, I'm like, yo, you got your drums with you? Because I play instruments too. So, I could back myself up. So it's like, all right, he went, got his drums, came back. They didn't know who, they knew that wasn't the band for the night, but we
Wow.
rocked it. They didn't know
Yeah.
who that was. So that's how the name like started popping. Like, you never know who was going to be with me, but they're going to be fire of high caliber, of high standard, and that's always been the standard of who that. When people see us, they know they're going to see some fire ass musicians. Period.
Well, I already know, when I was listening to the music, I was like, I can't wait to see them live, see you and the
Oh,
crew live. I already know, because I feel like it's going to be a party,
it's
start to
always a
finish.
It's always a party. One thing I believe in is energy, and I like being transparent on stage. It's entertainment to you, but I like to make you feel good. I like to touch your soul. I want to make you cry for a moment. I want to make you reflect. I want to make you feel. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just come out and hit the stage and do their song and do their 15 minutes, walk off. No, like if I got to do one song in 15 minutes just to connect with you and talk with you, that's what I'm going to do. And that's what makes our shows just like interactive. People be like, the biggest compliment, and I used to be like, because I want to shy away from church sometimes, but you can't take church out of me. Like, it is what it is. People like, yo, I leave your show feeling like I was revived. Like, revival is always like the word. I had a girl cry on my shoulder telling me how much my grandmother meant to her. But then at the same time, it was like, and then what you did for me tonight was like, and stuff like that is just priceless. You know, understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like when you come out to a show, it's all in what you want from it, and that's what you'll receive.
Take me back. So you're born into this family, to this, your grandmother's this amazing woman. It's inevitable you're going to do music. You go through school, you love Thai tribute, the gospel, and then you decide I'm going to be an artist, right? And you're a songwriter. How did you like mold? And I know we continue to evolve, but molding Alexander Simone, what were your steps? What did you do? Like, did you go to advice? Did you get advice from different people around? How did that happen? I'm very curious.
I think I was always just thrown in a fire, actually. Like,
Mm-hmm.
especially coming up. My godmom got sick. I had never played piano or whatever, but my godmother got sick and she was the musician for the church. And, and when she got sick, my grandmother realized, like, oh, if she goes, like, the church isn't going to have a musician. And from then, she made me practice. So I had to learn a James Hall song. I don't know if you know anything about James Jazzy Hall, but I had to learn a James Hall song from never playing piano ever in 2 weeks. And I just thought it was going to be impossible. But
Yeah.
then at the end of that 2 weeks, I learned the song. And I think from there, it changed everything. Like, just being able to make that happen when I was telling myself from jump that I couldn't. And then seeing myself at the end of that process, it was like, okay, all right, we got something here, and it's pretty much a testament of if you put your mind to something, whatever you put your mind to, wholeheartedly, you can make that happen. So I think that's how it was.
What instruments? So you play keys, you play
I play
drums.
keys, I play drums, I play a little bit of bass, but I have an ear for all instruments. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Not to say I would sit down and play it miraculously for you, but you give me a couple minutes, I can make any instrument happen.
Wow. I love that. I always say it's never too late. Let me say that. But I wish when my mama had me in my piano lessons in single digits, I would have stuck with it. So I play by ear, but
You still got time. You still
I
got
still
time.
got time. I
Yes.
want to do that. All that.
And listen, I tell everybody with especially with instruments, I tell parents all the time it's good to get their kids to play instruments because it's a certain discipline that comes with it. And then if your child end up loving it, you just saved your child from the streets. You just saved your child from being out places that they shouldn't be just because they have a love for something and the practice and what it takes to be great at that
Yeah.
is enough to make you just take up all your time.
Now I'm still a creative. I play flute. I started
Hey,
at 9, so you know I have an
yeah,
ear and all
yeah.
that. But the piano, I think that's so lovely. I can play one hand. I'm good one hand by ear.
Okay. You got one hand, you can get the other. You just
Look,
gotta put it
yeah,
in motion.
that's right. That's right. I
Word.
want to talk about Alexander and the Whodat Live Crew on stage. That magic. I know that it was synergy, but I'm interested to know those first times that you got on stage and you're making singing your music. What
Mm.
was that feeling, and what was that like?
The first time. Oh, that's a big question. I'm just trying to remember. I've been
Take
on
me back.
I've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
How about I take you to this? I won't take you back to the first time, but I'll take you back to last year. I did this tour with
Mm-hmm.
Rising Appalachia. First of all, it was a group of a different genre, and I was unsure at first if it would be a good fit. But in doing them shows with them, talking about an audience that isn't there for my genre, isn't there for my sound, and being able to make them believers and
Yeah.
make them not not fans, but I call my people Whoville. That's Whoville. In order to make them Whoville, it was like that stuff like that brightens my eyes, and it's always priceless. It's always a priceless feeling, but it's because of that and because of I'm able to connect with strangers and that gives me the confidence and it gives me the drive and the push that it does on stage because it's like, artist's duty is to reflect the signs of the times. That's what my grandmother say. And that's all I do in my music. And because I reflect the signs of the times, it's always something that we can relate to. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's one if we got something in common, then that's a conversation starter right there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And if we can build off of that, it's priceless. And I feel like that's the one thing that I'm able to connect with when we do these shows. Like we all got something in common. Like one thing, we all just came out of this traumatic ass pandemic, right?
Yeah.
You said your song was that feeling, right? Miraculously, I had no clue that you would say that song. And weirdly, I feel like that song got overlooked at a certain time because of the times. You know what I'm saying? But that was one of the most, that's just an example of you connecting with that song because you probably felt that way at one time. Everybody was unsure about what's going on
Yep.
financially with jobs, what's going on with our income, housing, and all that. So it was just, and being able to tap into that. It's just like a preacher. It's like a preacher. He preaches every sermon. So he preaches not every sermon, but yeah, every sermon every week though, over and over and over again. So how do you find the words to tap into these people every week without saying what you said last week
Yeah.
or the week before that? And that's just by tapping onto the life strings of what people are going through now in the moment.
What I find with your music, I thought I was thinking of words when I was listening to your music. I thought, wow, he's conscious because I was listening to Mama. But when I listened to that feeling, I literally had to go to the credits and go, when was this released? Was this recent? I was like, wow. Every time all your music is timeless, you know? And I love that about it because that Mama song is deep.
And it's not only is it deep, it's real.
Wow.
I needed my mama to hear that.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Tell me
And
about that song. Let's talk about Mama the song.
that song brought me and my mother closer.
Mm.
So while the world hears it now, honestly, I've never performed it live, ever, ever.
Well, when I come, Imma send out that energy like he needs to
I'll make it happen for you. I'll make it happen just for you. But that's just another
That's
testament
emotional.
of showing the personal side. People see the artistry, and every song ain't for the stage. It taps on certain strings. Then, well, damn, if I end up crying, that's the show over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
gotta keep it together. So
yeah.
my mom ain't talked to me for a year after that. She love
Yeah.
me now. She love me now. But
Yeah.
it's just the transparency. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like somebody else needed that. We didn't always have the close relationship that we have now. You know what I'm saying? And that was the journey. Her and Nina, her and my grandmother didn't always have the relationship that they had, but in the journey it grew. And whatever it took, that's what it took. And
Yeah.
mama was what it took in my journey for me and my mother to come closer. And then
Man.
the art was second to everybody, you know what I mean, to everybody else, how it made everybody else feel. But then that was
Wow.
just like even more. It was like, you know, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
I love that. We'll talk about, and I'm so happy the new music. I want to go back because when we talk about these lyrics, like the above and beyond, the hook of it, real love.
Yeah.
Like,
Real love gonna go above and beyond for you if it's real. Period.
how did you come
Period.
up with that? How did you come up with that?
uh One thing, because I live by that. I
Okay.
live by that. Like we, love is, everybody uses the word, but it's an action word. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody not showing you they love you, ain't no way you got it. Ain't no way you can hear it. Ain't no way you can keep hearing it. So I feel like the real ones are going to show you, and that's how you are able to, see who's who. That's how I think
Yeah.
I came up with that, and then it was like a lot of, in it, in the journey. It's like sometimes some people feel like we fall off because they're not seeing us where they used to see us. Like, yo, you see me doing over 150 shows a year. Like, at some point, I got to take a break. I
Yeah.
live in Jersey. It's cold out here. So can I take my break in the winter and just hibernate for, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just, you know, the real one's gonna stay with you regardless of where you at, what you going through, period. You know what I'm saying? And
Period.
that was my homage to them and just my reflection of self. And that's how I was feeling at the time.
I
Once again, it
love
was
it.
all feeling.
Yo, that's some theme music. That's some theme music.
Yes, that's love.
I love you also did your rendition and dropped a single, What's Love?
Yes,
How did
yes.
that come together?
Yo, we've been doing the way I do. I realize as a band that another easy way to connect with your audience is to do things or do songs that they may know already. But at the same time, I don't like cover bands. So I had to, my approach on, I only do greats. If you hear me doing a cover, that's because that person is great. And I think they're great. And, Tina Turner, we're not even, that's a whole nother conversation. So that was one of my favorite songs. And it was just, yeah, like it just fit. I don't know. It's always we always do Proud Mary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just fit. It just fit. And it's love month, February. So it's like, everybody's in relationships. Well, let's be transparent and talk about the ones that's not in relationships or the ones that's by themselves who choose not to be in relationships, who lost a relationship, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So many aspects of love, whether in or out. So I thought that was the perfect time. But we've been performing this song probably everywhere we go, and it's one of the faves. I got people like when I did this tour last year. I'm talking about every room I went in, 3,000 plus people never heard my music, didn't know who I was. Boom, boom, and by the end of the night, I could sing videos of all these people. What's love got to do with it?
Yeah.
Got to do in harmony, like a big choir in Maryland, in Virginia, in Idaho, in Arkansas. It's like, yo. So it just felt fitting, man. It just felt fitting.
It's interesting that you say that. I'm so grateful that your amazing uh, publicist, Rodney, sent me your music. So first,
Oh,
thank you, Rodney. How like it's like when I'm like, how did I find this? Uh what? When I was going through it, I'm like, he's so like I could get have a bottle of wine and really just go and sit and listen to your music because it gives me that soul, but it makes me think and it just connects on all this everything, right? But my question is, and I said this before, I feel like you're so comfortable in I am who I am as an independent artist and an artist with a band with all like you got it, right? How have you just got comfortable with People will come to me when they come to me, and I'm okay, and I'm gonna keep on doing it.
People will come to me when they come to me. Elaborate that. What do you mean?
As far as when people come to me, when they hear my music and join, just
Mhm.
like you said, once they heard, they walked in, didn't know who you were, and they left out like Alexander Simone and Whodat Live Crew. How are you comfortable as an independent artist, like just saying, I'm gonna keep on pushing and they will come? Just that it's kind of a confidence, I feel. I feel.
Yeah, it's faith. It's faith. It's faith. Just that feeling though that you just spoke of is fulfillment though. You know what I'm saying? So when I leave a room and I feel like people singing my songs or singing a song that I just sang or just regurgitating what I just gave or fed, it's purpose fulfilling. It feels like I'm on my purpose, like I'm accomplishing it. It feels like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. It's like the preacher. I was an MD at this church. I was a musical director at this church for probably about like 9, 10 years. And the he wanted me to be the youth pastor or whatever. And I just felt like pastors only focus on the ones that's in their four walls. So I felt like should be outside in the world because those are the ones that need to be brought. You know what I'm saying? So it's 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 love. That's why I do it actually. That's why I do it. That makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. It's not always about money. It's not about gain. It's about the message and it's about me making an impact in somebody's life, making them feel better. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if I can do that, I feel like the high power is 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 grateful for that. So I'm grateful.
I love that. Um, my final question is, as you talk, my mind goes more and more like, okay, it's very, I have to ask this and that. You come from New Jersey, and I
Hmm.
was thinking your musical palette is very broad, right?
Hmm.
And so I think that I hear you on a rock song, I hear you on the gospel song, I hear you on this and that. Your ministry, if someone, what would you tell, like, what is your ministry to tap into people and to connect with people?
Yeah, that's it. What you just said. My ministry is to tap into people, to connect with people, is to use what they're feeling right now or what they're going through and and show them that, although it's these are lemons, lemonade, lemonade can be made.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So like I feel like that's my goal, man. That's my goal. And I that's what I try to do through my music. Because once again, it's not for everybody in the making of it. It's for me. And then what it can do for everybody else is that just shows it's God sent, God ordained, and I just move in those. That's all I know. I just move in those lines. So
Are you having fun?
always, if
Yeah.
I always, it's always fun. That's why I'm able to smile regardless of what I'm going through or how I'm feeling because I love what I do.
Yes. I'm so happy that you've come to the Hybrid Soul, and I'm so looking forward to seeing you on stage. By that time,
Man,
I'm gonna know all the songs and I'm gonna be able to sing and not hum. I'm a good like hype man too. So, So
thank you
my
so
guest
much,
today, yes, my guest today is Alexander Simone. It's the Hybrid Soul with Kelly Kinkaid, your destination for music and culture discovery. Until next time. And let me hit